Okay, welcome to our live. This is Coach Mika with Destination Life. It is 10:07, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Thanks to you who have been patient as we give people time to join us. Thank you very much for those who have joined us. My name is Coach Mika, Destination Life Coaching. We are waiting for people to join the room. But as we're waiting for people to join the live, we're going to go ahead and get started. I am so glad for those of you who are for people to join the live. We're going to go ahead and get started. I am so glad for those of you who are here and have taken time out of your busy Saturday to join us for the live. Thank you so very much. And if you're joining now or if you're joining later, then please drop in the chat where you are joining from. And please like and share this live with someone in your network, because there's someone who needs support, who needs to hear it. And thank you very much for joining. I'm so excited that you're here. All right, so for those of you who are new here, then my name is Coach Mika. I'm a life and relationship coach and the founder of Destination Life Coaching. I have over 20 years of experience teaching God's Word through some difficult seasons of people's lives. And I've also done my own healing work, so I don't just teach this. I have lived it, and I'm so excited that you're here. I help Christian women struggling with unhealthy relationship patterns heal at the root so they can thrive in life, love, and leadership. This is my assignment, and today I'm walking in it just for you. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm really excited that you're here. Today we are talking about something that I believe is going to shift some things for those of us who are watching. The title of today's live is Different Person, but Same Hurt and Disappointment. And because there's a relationship pattern that may be keeping some of us stuck. And I want to start by asking you something. Has this ever happened to you? You leave a relationship, you heal, you pray, you do better, you meet someone new, and somehow you end up in the same place again. And this does not necessarily apply to romantic relationships. It can be a friendship, or it can be a workplace relationship where you have decided to leave. Or it can be any type of relationship. So I don't want it to for your thinking pattern to just think about romantic relationships. There are all kinds of relationships where we come to a season in our life where we feel like it's time for us to move on from the relationship. And so if you found yourself in that place where you heal, you pray, you do better, and you come into a new relationship with either a new person, a new situation, and somehow you end up in the same place all over again. Well, it may be a different person, but it's the same disappointment. It may be a different conversation, but it is the same frustration. It may be a different season. Hello, Lola. Thank you very much for joining. Hello, Press by Sinia. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but thank you very much for joining. If you would please tell me in the comments where you're joining from, I would appreciate that. So it's a different season, but it's the same cycle. Uh, if that has been your experience, then I really, really need you to hear this. Hello, I'm in Key. Thank you very much for joining. Hello, user 5777. Thank you so much for joining. If you would drop in the comments where you're joining from, I would appreciate that very much. And so if you've ever experienced this, then I need you to hear this. And I have something really important to share with you. And the issue is not always what you think it is. Sometimes it's the pattern that you brought with you. And so here is what I want you to understand about patterns. A relationship pattern is a repeated way of thinking, of feeling, of behaving, and of responding in your relationships. Hello, QDub60, thank you very much for joining. Hello, Hanan, thank you very much for joining. Hello, Shell, thank you, Shelly, thank you very much for joining. If you would drop in the comments where you're joining from, I would really, really appreciate that. So we're continuing our live. So again, a relationship pattern is a repeated way of thinking, feeling, behaving, and responding in your relationships. And so the most important thing about patterns is that we have to understand that they show up in all of our relationships. They show up in our romantic relationships. They show up in our friendships. They show up in our family dynamics. They show up in our workplace. They show up in our church relationships. So wherever you are and wherever other people are, there's an opportunity for a relationship. And if we don't learn to change the pattern, then the pattern just goes with us, and it continues, irregardless if we're with new people, new place, new opportunities. The same relationship patterns are going to show up. And guess what? Relationship patterns don't care who they're showing up with. They don't care who you're with, and they don't care who the other people are. The relationship patterns still continue to show up regardless. And it's really interesting that if we're not self-aware, and if we're not in being intentional about identifying patterns when they show up in relationships, then we will continue right along thinking that something is wrong with us when there's nothing wrong with us. It's just a pattern, and a pattern that is not good for you can be unlearned, and it can be replaced with the right pattern that is actually good for you, so that you do start thriving in life, love, and leadership. Hello, for those of you who are continuing to join, I appreciate you. Please drop in the comments where you're joining from. Hello, Wayne. Hello, Irwin. Thank you very much for joining. So as we continue, I would like for you to know that there are some common relationship patterns. And as a life and relationship coach who supports women who go through these relationship patterns, then I want you to know that this is not a time for us to be judgmental with ourselves. It's just a time for us to be honest with ourselves. And so let's look at pattern number one. Pattern number one is people pleasing. People pleasing has to do with adjusting who you are, what you say, and what you need based on what you think will keep the peace or keep someone else's approval. Hello, Roy. Hello, Stella. Hello, everyone who's coming into the room. Hello, Libby. Hello. Hello very much, everyone. Thank you very much for joining. And so, people pleasing is all about gaining someone else's approval. Hello, Teresa. Hello, Baby Shack 94. So sometimes we're not making decisions and sometimes we're behaving in a certain way, not because we're being authentic, but it's because we have chosen to be inauthentic because we're trying to gain someone else's approval. Or we're saying yes, 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 when we really know deep down on the inside, we know we need to say no because this choice, this relationship, this opportunity may not necessarily be for you. Hello, TPS. Thank you very much for joining. Hello, Adriana. Thank you very much for joining. And so, hello, Stephen. Thank you very much for joining. And so our yes is not necessarily our yes. It's somebody else's yes because that's what the other person wants. It's not about your yes is not about what you need or what you want. And so that's when we get tangled up in people pleasing. Hello, John. And this is just a reminder that this is just about being honest with ourselves. And it's not being about being judgmental, but it's about being aware of our pattern so that we can change our pattern from a pattern that is not good for us and choose a pattern that is good for us. And so if you're struggling with people pleasing, then please see the link in my bio and download the free relationship pattern finder. It's a free assessment that helps you discover where you are in your relationship patterns, and it helps you pinpoint what the issue is. And once you complete the relationship patterns finder, then please book your free discovery call with me. You can find that on the link in my bio as well as my website, destinationlife.org. And for those of you who are just joining, thank you very much, Jerry, for joining. Thank you very much, Russell, Sharon. Thank you very much for joining. All of you who are just joined, please. So please go to the link in my bio and complete the free relationships pattern finder and book your free discovery call with me via that same link, or go to my website, destinationlife.org. So now we're going to move on to the second pattern that we find very common in cycles of the pattern cycles that are not really good for us, and that is overgiving. And so for those of us who overgive, you find yourself pouring into relationships, and you give 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 of your time and your resources until there's nothing left, meaning you're exhausted or you don't have any more resources left. And then somehow you find just enough strength to show up one more time or to give a little bit more. I don't know where we find it from, but we do. Somehow we find it. And hello, Raquel. Hello, Amelia. Thank you very much for joining. Hello, have you watched you? Hello, Just a Dude. Hello, Patricia. Hello, George. Hello, James. Thank you all very much for joining. And welcome to the conversation. Please feel free to drop in the comments where you're joining from and join the conversation. And so you find the time and the resources to give and give and give and give. And the whole motivation of that is it links to people pleasing, and then it also links to this need to give to be accepted. And when you're already accepted, when you're already a worthy person, you give more than you have to give to gain someone's approval or to be accepted. And sometimes we do it just to feel better about ourselves. But those are patterns that keep us stuck in the same relationship cycles over and over and over and over. And it doesn't matter where you are or who you're with, it continues to show up because it's a pattern on the inside that needs to change. And remember, this is not being about being judgmental of ourselves. It's just about being honest with ourselves, because remember, the road to healing is always paved with the truth. If we're not honest with ourselves, then we're not living in truth. We're pretending. We're people pleasing, and we're overgiving, and that's not an authentic life to live. The Lord wants us to live an authentic life, a place where we're living in truth, and when we give, or if someone is pleased, it is not because we're doing it intentionally for approval. It's simply because we're being our authentic selves, and we are giving out of a commitment to give. Or if someone is pleased with what we do, is just simply because they find it pleasing, not because we're intentionally trying to be a people pleaser. And so we have to think about, hello, Gary. Thank you very much for joining. Hello, Kalishi. I think I said that correctly. Hello, Jose. Thank you very much for joining. So we have to analyze ourselves, and we have to think about why we're doing certain things, or we're behaving certain ways, or because the pattern keeps showing up. Hello, Carol. Because the pattern keeps showing up in our lives, and our relationships keep ending up with the same disappointments and the same hurt. And it might be a different person, it might be a different place, it might be a different thing, but it's the same us. And so we have to look at our internal patterns. And my relationship pattern finder, that you can find in the link in my bio, will help you. And if you're watching from Facebook, put the link in the comments. So it will help you identify which negative pattern is your dominant pattern, and you will be able to understand that about yourself, and then book your free discovery call with me via that same link in my bio. And then also, we want to talk about one more of the patterns before we close our live. And that pattern is weak boundaries. It was surprising to me to find out that so many Christian women struggle with boundaries. And it's simply, it's a simple but complex issue. And it stems from us thinking that we should be able to give and give and give and give and give. And the reality of it is that we need to understand where our lines are drawn, where we draw the line in the sand, because takers don't have limits. They take and 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 they take, and then they take some more. But for those of us who have weak boundaries, we have to stop allowing this pattern to show up in our lives, because we continue to end up with absolutely nothing, or we continue to end up exhausted because the takers, hello Thomas, because the takers take. And that's not being judgmental. That is just simply the truth. And we remember, the road to healing is paved with the truth. And so for you, if you're on the live, and if you have a problem, hello Harold, if you have a problem with weak boundaries, then that's probably why you're exhausted. That's probably why you have this internal resentment towards some people. And then that's probably why you may give some people the side eye when they ask for one more thing. Because remember, takers take. They take and they take and they take and they take without any limits. And so we have to set healthy limits for ourselves. Hello, Ben. Hello, Eli. Hello, BB. And so we have to remember that if an opportunity or a person or a place or a thing is not right for us, and if our internal alarms are going off, we have to remember that it's okay to say, oh no, it really is okay. And we have to accept ourselves for who we are. Hello, Patty. Hello, Alicia. Hello, Amber. We have to accept ourselves for who we are, because if we accept ourselves for who we are, then we won't get in the pattern of people pleasing and weak boundaries. Because people who love you will respect your boundaries. People who honor you will respect you for having boundaries. People who want you a part of their lives they may not necessarily like your boundaries, but they will honor your boundaries and they will allow you to feel safe. People who don't care about relationships, there's a lot of people out there who don't. People who don't honor relationships, people who don't value relationships, people who don't value you, they will have a problem with your boundaries. And it's because there's something unhealthy in them. And it is not our responsibility to manage someone else's bad pattern. Our responsibility is to maintain safety and health for ourselves. And sometimes maintaining safety and health for ourselves means saying no. Many Christian women relate saying no to rejecting the other person, or fear of letting them down, or fear of not being accepted, fear of not being liked. Well, the Bible tells us that if everyone likes us, there's a problem. There's always going to be someone who does not like you, and that's okay, because we are not here to be liked by everybody. The people who are in your tribe, the people who love you, respect you, honor you, those people will naturally be drawn into your life when you are your authentic self. When you stop pretending, when you stop having weak boundaries, those people will begin to show up and they will love you. They will love you, the quirks and all. It is the people who are the takers and who don't care about relationships, who don't necessarily care about the real you, who don't care about your feelings, and who don't care about what's good for you and what's not good for you. Those are the people who will continue to take and will be offended by your boundaries and will give you a hard time. Hello, Pee Wee. Hello, Vic. Hello, Sprout. Thank you all very much for joining. Hello, Darrell. Thank you very much for joining. So we want to be mindful of our internal motivations. And then we have to consider the price of staying the way that we are. So if we're staying the way that we are and not changing, then we're going to continue to show up the same way. Might be the different person, might be the different place, might be the different opportunity, but the result, the same disappointment, the same hurt, all those cycles are going to continue because of the people pleasing, the weak boundaries, and the inability to be authentic in this overgiving of our time and resources. And so we have to let go of the fear of rejection, because you're already accepted, you're already loved. The Lord loved you before the foundation of the earth. The Lord loved you before you were formed in your mother's womb. And so we don't have to show up and win badges, win these badges just to be accepted by people. We don't have to go through all these issues just to be accepted by people and to be loved by people. Because again, the right people will show up and the right people will love you when you begin to be your authentic self and stop with the cycles that continue to keep you in the same broken relationship patterns. And if you're new here, my name is Coach Mika, Destination Life Coaching. I'm a life and a relationship coach. I have over 20 years of ministry experience teaching God's Word. And I help Christian women who are struggling with unhealthy relationship patterns heal at the root and create healthier relationships so they can thrive in life, love, and leadership. And also, if you have not seen the link in my bio, I encourage you after the live to visit the link in my bio, or if you have another device with you, go to the link in my bio and download the free Relationship Patterns Finder and take the assessment. It will help you understand what your relationship pattern is, and then book your free discovery call with me, and we can talk through it and create a path forward to help you improve. And now I really want you to think about some of the things that I've said. These are not all, I have not discussed all of the patterns, but I have discussed some of them. And before I close out, I know I said that the previous one was my last one, but this is going to be my last one. I just thought about it. And so there's something that I do really want you to hear. And another pattern that we take with us in our relationships is low self-worth. And that one is a heavy hitter for many people, because for many of us, if we have experienced bad situations in our lives, and if we have received negative messaging in our childhood and even in our adulthood, then we might not have positive self-imaging. And because we don't have positive self-imaging, because we've heard all these negative things about ourselves, and sometimes people have mistreated us because of their own bad relationship patterns, so we might have diminished our own worth in our own eyes. Well, then we start accepting less than we deserve, because somewhere along the way we started to believe what someone told us in our childhood or what someone is telling us now. And we have to understand that is not the truth. That is not the truth. If you don't understand anything else that I have said, the negative messaging that you have heard about yourself, that is not the truth about who you are. Now, there might be some things that we need to improve in ourselves. There may be things that we need to take to the Lord and pray about and ask the Lord to help us with. And then we may need to get some support from a coach like myself, and someone who will walk with you through life's challenges and help you, encourage you, and support you, and help you navigate the path forward. But we cannot get stuck in the lies. We cannot get stuck in the lies that this negative messaging feeds us about low self-worth. We have to believe that we deserve better, because the only way that we're going to start getting better is when we actually believe that we deserve better. And so when the negative messaging comes, I don't care who it comes from. It can come from someone who's close to you. It can come across the TV, or it can come across the radio. Wherever the negative messaging is coming from, then you have to understand that you are important, that you are loved, that you are valued, that you are needed. And despite any failures that you've had in your life, there is an opportunity to improve. There is an opportunity to get better. There's an opportunity to stop experiencing these same relationship patterns, because the Lord did not design you to diminish your worth and to diminish your value, because if the Lord did not think that you were worth it, then he would have come up with a different plan of salvation. And for those of you who are Christians and know what it costs the Lord to offer us the plan of salvation, then he has to think that you were worth it. You were worth the sacrifice. You were worth it. You were worth it. And so you are loved, and you are cherished, and you are honored by our Lord. And although the Lord corrects us and he helps us to be better, there is no reason for us to have a diminished self-worth. Okay? And so you do deserve better. Despite what's happened to you, despite what someone has told you, despite what someone has said about you, you deserve better, and you have to believe that. And so I encourage you to, as we walk away from this life, to be your authentic self and to love yourself for who you are and to be willing to get better. The road to healing is paved with the truth. We cannot get better if we're continuing to live in denial. If we're living in denial about ourselves and we refuse to do the work to get better, then we're going to continue to repeat the same relationship patterns that are not good for us. The Lord wants you to live a life that is free and that is loving, not only to yourself, but to others. And we cannot do that if we're still stuck, if we're stuck in the same cycles where we're not being our true selves, where we're pretending and we're showing up at everything for everybody, but neglecting our own needs, neglecting ourselves. It's not a good pattern for us. And if you're here today, then I firmly believe that there is not a coincidence, that it's important that you hear what I'm saying, and that it's important that you take a moment, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and say, you know what, this resonates with me, and have the courage to download the relationship pattern finder. It doesn't cost you anything. There's no risk. It's free. Download it's a tool that will help you find out where your patterns are, and book your free discovery call with me, and we will talk through it, and we will find out how we can create a path forward for you. And I guarantee you it will not be a waste of your time. So welcome. Welcome to those of you who are just joined. We are getting ready to close out our live. Hello, Nad. Thank you very much for joining. Hello, I think is Delia. Thank you very much for joining. Hello, Alexandria or Alexandro. Thank you very much for joining. So we're getting ready to close out our live. But again, before I close, for those of you who are just joined, my name is Coach Mika, Destination Life Coaching. I'm a life and relationship coach, and I specialize in helping Christian women who are struggling with unhealthy relationship patterns heal at the root so they can create healthier relationships and thrive in life, love, and leadership. And I want to invite you one last time to go to the link in my bio. And if you're watching from Facebook, the link is in the comments. Then download the free Relationship Patterns Finder, where you will be able to take the assessment. It is a free assessment that helps you analyze the most common relationship patterns and help you find out where you are in your relationship pattern. And then you can book a free, hello Ruth, you can book a free discovery call with me. It is a call where we will talk about your results, and we will identify your relationship pattern, and then we will create a path forward for you. And I'm really excited about it, and I look forward to hearing from you. And again, I am not someone who has just trained on this. I'm a person who's actually lived it and trained on it. I am trauma informed as well. And I have over 20 years of ministry experience. I've done my own healing work. So I don't just teach this, I have lived it. So I understand the path that you're working. I understand the patterns. I understand why the patterns keep showing up in your life. And I can also help you through it. And for those of you who are wondering if I am a therapist, no, I am not a therapist. I am a coach. A therapist will go backwards with you. They will go to the history. A coach will pull you forward. My job is to pull you forward. My job is to get you unstuck and help you see that there's a better way, that there really is a path forward that there really is a light at the end of the tunnel. That is what a coach does, and a coach will walk through you, not walk through you, but walk you through the steps to get better. And I guarantee you, it is worth it. And so I appreciate you for joining. Hello, Jesse. I love you, and the Lord loves you. And I am so excited that you took time out of your day to be here with me. And I am here on Facebook and TikTok every Saturday at 10 a.m. live. And you can also connect with me on my social media if you want to engage through the week. My handles are at Coach Mika, Mika, D like David, L like Larry. And you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook and YouTube with that handle. That is at Coach Mika, Mika, DL. And I look forward to seeing you on next week. And I look forward to talking to you soon on your discovery call. So please download your free relationship patterns finder. You can go to the link in my bio if you're watching from TikTok. The link is in the comments if you're watching from Facebook. Go to that link, download the relationship patterns finder, complete the assessment, and book your free discovery call with me so that we can create your path forward. And I will see you on next week. Thank you very much, Mika. Destination Life Coaching, where we're healing roots and restoring God-rooted relationships. Thank you so much.